Welcome to today's lecture on VM. In today's lecture, we're going to be looking at how to create an Azure VM. All right. So, what is an Azure resource? An Azure resource is a manageable item in Azure. So, when you go to the market to buy a computer system, it comes with a network interface card. It comes with a RAM, a storage. So, Azure VM can be likened to your computer system in your data center. And so to actually create an Azure VM, you for Azure VM to function, it comes with other elements, just like your computer system, such as your disks for storage, your virtual network, and your network interface card, your IP network security group, which is more or less like your firewall. And so all these are independent resources because they are manageable item in Azure. And so when you are creating a VM, Azure creates all the resources if necessary, or you can supply an existing one as part of the deployment process. Now, in creating a VM or any Azure resource, you must um, select the resource group where you want your Azure to be, where you want your resource to be. So, when we go in our next lesson, when we're looking at the lab on creating a VM, you will see that in creating a VM, you must select a resource group. But what's a resource group? A resource group is more or less like a folder, a container that houses all your resources, all your related resources. So a resource can include all the resources for a solution, or only those resources that you want to manage as a group. So you decide how you want to allocate your resource to your resource group based on what makes sense to your company or you. However, it is recommended that when creating and adding a resource to group and to a resource to a resource group, that you add the resources that share the same life cycle to the same resource group. This is to help you manage your resources well. So one of the decisions you make in creating a VM is to decide the location of your VM. And Azure has several data centers around the world, physical data centers around the world, in different regions. And Azure group these according to regions. So in creating a VM, you have to decide the region you want your VM to be, and then it is recommended that you add create a VM in a region that is close to your users. So if I'm creating an application and workloads for users in Africa, I want my region to be, for example, in South Africa, which is the closest region to my users. Now, another decision you make in creating a VM is the size of the VM. When you go to the market to buy a computer system, you have to decide on the specification of your processing power, your memory, and your hard disks So based on the workloads or what you want to use your computer for, you have to decide within these three options. So for a graphic designer, for example, the specification of computer you buy will be different from that of a software developer. So in creating your VM, rather than choosing these three things independently, Azure has categorized your VMs into categories such as general purpose, compute optimized, memory optimized, and storage optimized. So if I'm creating a VM for workloads that will take a lot of processing capacity, I'm looking at computing optimized. For database operations that will take memory or storage, I'm looking at data memory optimized or storage optimized. These are decisions you make when trying to create your VM. So in the next class, we're going to be looking at, next lesson, we're going to be looking at how to, a lab on how to create our VM.